Alpha Mind Power Online Live Classes by Sri Mata Vijayalakshmi Pandayan. Mobile app Alpha Mind Power.
Namaste. Today I wish to talk to you about one aspect of the mind, the chattering mind as we call it. So have you ever thought about it? The mind can sometimes chatter so much that it makes us very restless. Many people have asked me, how do you stop this chattering mind? It continuously keeps talking. So what happens is sometimes you just sit down and you just want to relax for some time, but the mind does not let you relax. It continuously starts the questions: why did this happen? Why did so and so say this? Or why did I behave like this? Or why did he behave like this? And so many other things. Sometimes it just goes on and on and on. Sometimes we wonder, how to stop this mind from thinking so much. The analytical mind, the left brain, it keeps working all the time. So that is a very big problem for many people. And so many people have spoken to me about it. They have asked me, how do we stop this? So today I thought, let us talk about it a little bit and see whether we can do something about it. First of all, what could be the reasons for this mind becoming so active and talking so much, chattering so much? Number one is any problem that is affecting you at that particular time. Now, supposing you wake up in the morning and some big problem comes up and say, how am I going to face this? How am I going to face this person? Or how am I going to manage this thing? Or how am I going to finish this work? Or somebody, you have, if it could be a monetary problem. How am I going to meet this commitment? If something like that comes up when you wake up in the morning, then the whole day the mind is only thinking about this one problem. So the chattering continues again and again and again, and it is non-stop. So when there is a very big problem looming up and this day begins that way, then definitely the mind keeps on analyzing, what can I do, what should somebody do, how can I do this, how can I handle this, and it goes on and on. So if you have some particular problem which is affecting you, or which you have to fulfill, or which you have to face or handle, then of course the mind keeps on thinking, and definitely that is what we call chattering of the mind. Another one is when there is some anger. Now when there is anger, what happens? It can be with somebody. You're not happy with somebody, you're very angry with somebody, or sometimes you're angry with yourself. So then what happens when there is a lot of anger? Then the mind is continuously asking so many questions. It is chattering non-stop. And that anger, unless that anger abates somehow or the other, the mind is going to continue to talk. So that is another reason when there is a lot of anger. Sometimes the anger is justified, sometimes it is not so justified, but that doesn't make a difference. If the anger is there in the mind, if it is burning like a fire, it doesn't allow you to relax. It doesn't allow you to sit quietly at all. Sometimes the anger is that so and so spoke like this. How can he speak like this? So and so said this to me. So and so did this to me. Or somebody took some money, did not return it back. How can he do this? Someone cheated me. Someone did not keep up his promise. Someone said a lie to me. Someone misunderstood me. So the anger keeps boiling inside. And it's like if you stand on a beach and you look at the sea, then the waves are non-stop. It is continuous. Maybe deep sea is different, but when you're on the shore, the waves are non-stop, and that's how the mind becomes when there is a lot of anger in the mind. Now, anger is something which is, it's kind of consuming. It consumes you. So the thoughts cannot be positive when a person has a lot of anger. So that is why if there is anger, then you must understand that is why the mind is chattering so much. And how do you overcome the anger? That is another very big reason for the mind becoming so busy, chattering continuously, or analyzing. Sometimes it's analyzing a situation. Why did this happen? Why did he say that? Why did I say that? It goes on and on and on. Now, another very important reason for the mind talking non-stop is health. Fear about health. And in these days, I think that is something which everybody is undergoing. What if I fall sick? And sometimes a person may already be sick. There may be a health problem. So when there is a health problem, then what do I do? Am I taking the right medicine? Is this diagnosis right? Am I on the right path, or am I doing something wrong? Will I become all right? Will this disease get cured? So the mind cannot stop. It keeps worrying and worrying and worrying, and that becomes another problem for the mind because it continuously starts talking. That is, so health is a very, very important issue today. All of us have realized in 2020 how important health is, and health is the best wealth. Health is the only wealth which we can really own. So immunity, health, these are very, very important. So when those are in danger or those are lacking, then definitely the mind becomes very negative, and a negative mind is the one which chatters the most, non-stop, continuous. It goes on and on and on. So health, any concern about health, or it could be a concern about the health of a family member or someone very close to you also, even that can make the mind become very agitated. So the chattering continues non-stop, unabated, it goes on and on and on, and your peace of mind is lost. Another important factor is fear. If there is fear in the mind, fear for any reason, it can sometimes be a known fear for a particular reason, or sometimes it is unknown fear. Many times I have come across people who say they have some kind of fear and they are unable to pinpoint any reason. So there is fear, there is a kind of, that feeling in the mind, that insecurity in the mind, but they do not know why, they do not know what is causing it. So when we talk about fears, there are known fears and there are unknown fears. So when fear is there in the mind, then again the mind becomes very, very restless. There is no peace in the mind, and continuously it starts talking, it continues to talk. So fear is another very important factor which makes the mind chatter and chatter and chatter. Then another very important, it's like an offshoot of fear, which we call anxiety. Here again, anxiety can also be for some particular reason. Anxiety can be for no reason. Most of the time, people who have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, most of the time it is for no reason. There is no particular reason, but suddenly they feel that panic rising within them. And when that happens, then once if it happens also, then the mind remembers it. And that's a kind of negative feeling. Will this happen to me again? What if it happens again? What do I do? How do I overcome? How do I stop this from happening? So once again, the fear of getting an anxiety attack is also another big fear. So anxiety by itself is very negative. Fear of an anxiety attack is even more negative. And when these kind of negative emotions, negative thoughts are there in the mind cannot be peaceful at all. The mind cannot be calm. The mind is boiling all the time. The mind is continuously talking, and you don't know what to do. So there are various reasons why the mind becomes like this. And then another very, very important aspect, all the points that I spoke till now, each one of them can create a lot of this chattering in the mind, analysis in the mind. But what I'm going to speak about now is the most important, and the one which has the most devastating effect on a mind. When there is a problem with a relationship, all of us know when you have a good relationship with somebody, you do not worry about them, you do not think about them continuously. You are like, okay, fine, they are good. You don't even think. Now, if you go to office and you don't have any problem at home, you're not going to keep on thinking about the people at home. So wherever you go, you don't keep worrying about someone whom you left behind if you do not have any problem with them. If everything is okay, then maybe once in a way you call and find out, are you okay? Did you have lunch? Something like that. But when there is a problem or a conflict with somebody, then we all know how the mind works. 24/7, the mind is thinking only about that person. The mind continuously keeps on saying, why did he think like that? Why did he speak like that? Why did he treat me like that? Or why did she not talk to me properly? Why did I keep quiet? I could have answered like this. Or why, how do I get over this problem? How do I overcome, or how do I mend this relationship? It goes on and on and on. And one aspect in life which really affects a person is only relationship. Everything else a person can somehow overcome. But when a relationship is not good, when someone ill treats you, when someone disrespects you, dishonors you, or puts you down in some way, then the mind cannot accept it at all. And the mind continues to feel bad. The mind continues to chatter, analyze. That's how it is. But that is not the best state of mind, that all of us know that. The best state of mind is when you can sit by yourself and the mind remains calm, and you can just look at anything and you can think what you really want to think. But that's not how it is for many people. Now, having said all this, so many points which can make the mind restless, how do we overcome this, or how do we calm a chattering mind? Of course, the best answer is meditation. If you know how to meditate, then please meditate. Meditation can bring down the brainwave frequency, first of all, and it can also bring down the thoughts, number of thoughts in the mind. But before that, before talking more about meditation, because some of you may not be used to meditation, or you may not be doing meditation, so that may not be the best solution for you. It may not be the easiest thing for you. Now I will tell you what is the easiest way to calm down a mind to a great extent. You can just sit somewhere calmly and use the Alpha Mudra, if you know what it is. Otherwise, if you have attended our classes, you will know it. Otherwise, the Dhyana Mudra. Dhyana Mudra is like this, the usual meditation mudra. Use that. It helps a lot in relaxing. Keep both your hands with that mudra and just sit down, close your eyes and do simple deep breathing. Now, when I say simple deep breathing, it's not any pranayama, it's not any particular breathing exercise, nothing. It is how a person should breathe throughout the day, a simple deep breathing. Now, when I say breathing, some of you may wonder how just breathing can help to bring down the thoughts. If you look at it, our breath plays a very, very important role in changing our emotions. See, when the emotions change, the breath changes. When a person is very calm, the breath is also relaxed. The breath is also deep and good. But if you see a person who's very angry, then the breath is not deep, it is shallow. It's just breathing and it's like up and down with that anger when he's screaming or shouting. Then the anger shows in his breathing also. He's panting sometimes. So that if you understand that, then by changing the breath, we can also change the state of mind. So this breathing, and we call it abdominal breathing. When you breathe in, you inhale so deeply that the lungs expand nicely and the abdomen comes out a little bit. That's the best way to breathe. And then when you breathe out, the abdomen goes in, the lungs contract and the air comes out. So when you do this kind of breathing continuously, breathe in, abdomen comes out, breathe out, abdomen goes in, breathe in, breathe out. You do that deep breathing, close your eyes and do this 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, if you can 50 times. By the time you do this breathing 50 times, most of your thoughts would have come down and you will definitely feel a little calmer than when you started. And if you keep practicing this even throughout the day, even when you're doing work, consciously if you do abdominal breathing, your emotions will come down, your palpitations will come down, you will become much more calm. So that is one thing which anybody can easily practice. You can just sit for 5 minutes or even say 2 or 3 minutes. Or even wherever you are, even if you're standing, you can just do the deep breathing. Automatically the mind becomes a little bit calm. And if you are able to do this, let's say for 30 times or 50 times, and you feel that you've become a little bit calm, then that's a wonderful thing. And at that state, when you feel a little bit calm, the second thing I would suggest is just look back at your life and pick out some happy moment. And when I say happy moment, it's not about achievements. It's about small things, like you're playing with your child, you see the child laughing or smiling at you or hugging you, or you're somewhere out and you look at the sky, the blue sky, you feel so nice. Or early morning you get up and look out of the window and you look at the beautiful trees maybe near your house, or maybe you listen to the birds chirping, something like that. Small things which come in our day-to-day life. Or somebody appreciated you, somebody said that you have done very well, or something like that. Some small things. Do not look for big things. Look for small things, very, very small things which can give you happiness, and I am sure you will find them if you look for them. Take out some incident like that, happy moment from your life. It can even be from your childhood, it can be from the recent past, anytime. And allow it to happen once again in the mind. Think about it. Oh, this this happened in my life. So much happiness I was able to experience. And when you start thinking like that, automatically the mind becomes a little happy. And whatever anger, whatever frustration, sadness was there, it comes down a little bit. So recall a happy moment, relive that happy moment, and make your mind better. Pull your mind up a little bit. So that's another thing that you can do. Think about a happy moment and relive that happy moment. And another very interesting and very effective way of calming down your mind and making yourself positive is to chant a mantra. Of course, all of you may not take this up. Some of you may not be in the habit of chanting mantras. That's okay. But for those of you who can, I have really seen how mantras can help us. Mantras have a beautiful energy, very powerful energy. So it's not necessary that you take a very complicated big sloka or mantra. That's not required. Take a small one, Om Namah Shivaya. I have been suggesting, or I have been advising people to chant Navakshari mantra, Aim Hreem Klim Chamundaya Vichi, which all our Alpha Siddhas, those who have done our classes, all of them chant, and we do a collective chanting of 3 crores, 4 crores every year. Last year, 2020, we completed 3.25 crores of chanting, which was the reported one. Many people chant and do not report, but that which we got as a count reported, which was reported to us, was 3.25. So that way we are all chanting a lot of Navakshari. It's a very simple one-line mantra, but it can really break negativity. It can calm down your mind. But not only that mantra, you can take up Om Namah Shivaya, you can take up Om Namo Narayanaya, you can take up Om Gam Ganapatiye Namah, any one-line mantra, not a very big mantra, one line, and mentally keep chanting that mantra. You will see the mind becomes a little slower and calm. Once there was a lady, one of our Alpha Siddhas, she asked me about the Navakshari mantra. She said, I keep chanting it and I really feel good, but she said, I sit down and chant 108 times every day, which takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Mentally I chant. She said, I feel very happy, and of course I report it also to the office, so that's done. But she said, every day I am walking for 1 hour. And during that 1 hour walking, can I chant Navakshari? That was her question. Then I said, see, any mantra is divine, so you must respect it. So it will be much better if you sit somewhere, close your eyes and chant, not when you're walking. But then this lady looked at me and she said, you know, ma'am, when I'm walking, you know, all my anger comes out on so many people. There is a lot of things in life which have made me angry and sad. I try to brush them aside, but when I'm walking, when I'm on my own, walking is like a meditation. If you do not have anybody with you and alone, if you're walking, it's almost like a meditation. She says, all this anger comes up and my thoughts are so negative, it's filled with anger, hatred. I can't help it, you know, I keep on thinking all these negative thoughts when I'm walking. She said, I feel it's 1 hour wasted with negative thoughts. Although the walking is good, but the thoughts are not good. So instead, why can't I chant this mantra mentally when I walk? That was her question. I thought about it and I said, why not? Yes, a mantra is divine. We should sit and chant, close our eyes, give enough respect and chant. But then it will also help if she can chant it while walking, because it will bring down the thoughts in her mind, make them positive. So I said, okay, why not? You try it. Let me know how you feel. And then she started walking for 1 hour every day, chanting this Navakshari mantra in her mind. And after a few weeks, I met her again and she said, I'm feeling so good now. All that anger, hatred, everything has gone away from my mind. She says, 1 hour I walk continuously and I chant this mantra. And she says, after that 1 hour, when I come back and sit down, I'm filled with positive energy. I feel so good about myself. So she said, this is the best thing that has happened to me. So that way, you can chant a mantra, a simple mantra, even when you're doing some work. The mantra can keep running in your mind. It gets internalized and it cleanses you continuously and your thoughts become positive. So that way you can use the mantras. And there is another kind of mantra, which are the affirmations. Affirmations are like mantras. So keep telling yourself, I am very healthy, I am very active, I am totally positive, I love myself, I love others, I am very kind to others. These are all simple affirmations. which you can create. You can keep on repeating them to yourself whenever a negative thought comes to the mind. And if you keep doing this, you will find that it not only stops negative thoughts, but it fills you with so much positive energy that after that the chattering of the mind comes down. Chattering is created more by negative emotions, negative thoughts. So when you counter those, then slowly the mind becomes a little calmer. So affirmations you can definitely use. And last but not least is of course the meditation. Meditation is very important. If you can meditate, and particularly if you can do something to cleanse the chakras. I have posted so many meditations on our YouTube channel. There is one meditation to remove fear, which also cleanses the chakras. There's another one called mind cleaning meditation. These are all very powerful meditations which I posted during the lockdown period. And these meditations are very powerful and they do a wonderful cleansing. So if you can do some meditation which will cleanse your chakras, then you will feel wonderful, because negative emotions, anger, hatred, jealousy, guilt, and those kind of negative emotions, negative thoughts, they are all from the chakras. They are there sitting there in your chakras. So if you can cleanse your chakras, then automatically you start feeling happy, you start feeling more positive and powerful. So try that, try doing chakra meditation or any kind of meditation. That's another thing. And last but not least, love yourself. That's most important. If you really love yourself, you will be more positive, you will also like others, you will do good as much as you can. And when you love yourself, you will start thinking more about yourself. You will prioritize your health. You will say, I want to be healthy, so I do not want to think about anything negative. I want to be peaceful, so I want my thoughts to be positive. I want to be more powerful. I want to be calm, so I will not get into this argument. I want to be a good person. I want to enjoy my life, so I will avoid this. So what happens is your state of mind becomes most important for you. You love yourself. You want to be peaceful, you want to be healthy, you want to maintain positive thoughts, positive energy. So you will start becoming more conscious about that, and you will put an end to other negative things, either inside your mind or outside external influences also. So once you start loving yourself, then you will ensure that nothing disturbs your peace of mind, and your mind is the biggest asset you have. So make sure your mind is positive, make sure you love yourself, make sure your mind is calm and powerful.